This Shabbat we continue to talk about the journeys of Abraham and the variety of tests that God puts him through. And the question is, why does God put Abraham through tests? We as human beings test because we don't know, we don't have the information or the data that we need to find by testing our students, for example, and thereby knowing how much they have absorbed of the knowledge that we have taught. So we have tests to enrich our information about a student. But God knows everything. He knows our every thought, our every feeling, our every move. Everything is revealed before God. God knows Abraham through and through. Why would he test him? And the answer, of course, is not for God to enrich his knowledge of Abraham, but for Abraham to find out who he really is. Had Abraham not been through the tests that God put him through, he might have remained an upright citizen somewhere in Ur-Kasdim, far away in modern-day Iraq. But Abraham became the father of monotheism and the father of religion and the father of our people because he overcame the variety and various tests that God put him through. And his success and the power that he elicited from his inner being became the example for us, so that not only Abraham knew his strengths, but we know Abraham's strengths. We know the strengths that he has bequeathed to us. We know more about our ability because the tests that God puts us through. And what is interesting is that God does not refer to the successes of Abraham's lifetime as being the source of God's love for Abraham. Rather, the verse says, Ki yadaitiv, I love Abraham, lema'an asher yetzaveh es banav es beiso yachrav, says God. I love Abraham not just because he succeeded in his lifetime, but he created the environment for his family, for his children, for his descendants, for the world around him. He impacted his values on the world around him so that the world was changed. His family was changed. His descendants were indelibly impacted on by virtue of Abraham. God's love for Abraham was his ability to transmit the values that he had to future generations. We have many challenges today. Unfortunately, the trials and tests that we are going through as a Jewish people today, and that Israel is going through, knowing that anti-Semitism is unfortunately seething not below the surface but above it, that the hatred is being spewed from so many different places around the world is unbearable for us to deal with. The pain of our brothers and sisters in Israel who have suffered the massacre and the terrible pogrom that they went through, and the families that have been impacted by it, and the soldiers and their families, by virtue of them having to now root out an enemy that in its charter swears the commitment to destroy Israel and you and I, the Jewish people. How do we respond to these challenges? It can't just be by sharing the latest news, the latest podcast, a bit more information that we heard about the war. It can't just be that we are obsessed with the information. We are living through times that will be remembered for generations to come. Just as I remember as a child the Six-Day War and then the Yom Kippur War, events of great miracles that were able to transform people and impact on Am Yisrael. The miracles that happened then, we will see the miracles now. But it is up to us to respond to the challenges by reaching into ourselves and doing more. I'm so proud that hundreds of people from our community have responded by posting on the various sites pictures of Hadlakat Nirot, lighting the candles for Shabbat, putting on the tefillin, doing another mitzvah. When we respond to challenge by finding strength in ourselves to do the right thing, to impact on our homes and our families, they cannot remain the same. If we emerge from such a challenging time, we have to know that we are different forever. There's something different about the way we speak to our children, what is the subject of our homes, what is the priority of what we want to achieve in our homes. We have to develop and grow and change by virtue and because of the challenges that we are going through. And may Hashem respond to those strengths, the ability to do another mitzvah, to care for another human being, to share another good word, to lift somebody else around us, to call our relative, our friend in Israel, and to say that we are with them in these difficult days. May Hashem respond to that strength that we show in responding to our challenges by answering our deepest prayers to heal all those who are injured, all the hearts that are broken, to give comfort to all those that have suffered loss, and to bring back our brothers and sisters, children and elderly, private citizens who are wrenched and ripped from their home and taken into captivity. May they be restored to Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael Chai.